I'm really proud of myself for this past year. I know how hard health anxiety can feel, and it can feel really lonely and overwhelming. And hello, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. If you don't already, please do subscribe. I hope that you're having a wonderful holiday season. And this video is about health anxiety. And you might be watching this because you may have seen around a year ago, I think it was January, I did a video on a moment of health anxiety when I was going through quite a panic in my mind. I was going through a panic of thinking that I had something, and I was debating a few times taking that video down because it was quite a personal video. It was me basically going through a phase one night of me thinking that I had something and all the panic and anxiety and thoughts that were going around my mind, and I just recorded myself speaking. And yeah, it's quite a personal thing to have on the internet, but from having Instagram comments, DMs, and having YouTube comments of other people sort of telling me their stories since they've watched that video, or I've done a few other videos about sort of health anxiety. I did CBT, so I did a video talking sort of a little bit about my CBT on the channel as well. I'm keeping it on there, and the reason I'm making this video is because I've been reflecting a lot. It's the holidays, the end of the year. I'm very sentimental. I look back at photos. I've been doing like a little second of the day thing, and I was in the Netherlands for a few weeks on a theatre tour, and I got back a week ago, and I had a lot of time to think there. There is, if you watch the vlog, there is a third episode coming. My 20 viewers, don't you worry. There is a third episode coming. I just need to edit it and put it together. I did record the footage while I was there. I've just not got around with the holidays to piecing it all together. But it's really interesting because I had time to really think in the Netherlands, and since I've been back, I'm being all reflective. And 2021 has been my best year ever for health anxiety. And I'm saying this, reflecting back now, it really makes me really happy to even think about sort of the progress that I've made with it all. I'm making this video just to say that. Not that there's light at the end of the tunnel, but hopefully it brings you a little comfort if you are going through health anxiety yourself. But I also want to talk about some things that I'm doing to actively try to avoid something called a phase. So I spoke in previous videos about how I would have a phase, and that phase would be on the back of my mind. It would really consume everything that I was doing. Even if I wasn't actively thinking about it, I couldn't ignore this big fact in my brain that I might have something. Like, how can you ignore that? It's a huge thing. And it just took all the joy out of everything for a few weeks, and until I got a result. And then the issue was, do I have something else? And then I think the issue is there's always something that could be something. So then I move on to the next thing. And that particular phase that I was going through early in the year was the last time that I was worried about a health anxiety thing for more than a day. That was maybe a week as well, so it was quite a short phase. I mean, when I'm talking about last year and subsequent years before that, and a few years ago, these phases would be long. They would be months long for me. And I'd have them little ones where it maybe be the night time. I did a blog as well about my health anxiety, and I talked quite a lot about how, for me, it was always something that was worse as I was about to go to sleep, and then I'd wake up, and then suddenly I'd be like, I was being stupid. And this is one of the triggers kind of that I've been trying to, what's helped in a way, because what I would do is, reflecting back a lot, I've been thinking about that a lot and what I've been doing differently this year, is I used to have that panic at the night, or whenever it was, and then, I don't know about other countries, but in the UK, weirdly, you can only make an appointment with your GP between about 7:30 and 8:30 with my GP surgery. It might be different with yours. So I'd wake up in the morning and I'd be like, I was being stupid. I don't need to speak to the GP. And I'd sort of put off at speaking to the GP. And then that would just make me more anxious at night, because I'd be like, oh my God, I'm delaying this even more. And that initial fear, which I sort of found in my CBT, the root of the fear was sort of my big fear overarching of health anxiety. I know that everybody's will be different, but mine was not catching something quick enough. That was always my biggest fear. Still is. Like, I'm not saying health anxiety's gone, hurrah, it's gone, live my life. But I can proudly say that this whole year, it's not been a big focus for me at all. I can't think of anything that I've been worrying about at all. There's been a few things here and there where I've spoken to the GP that's really helped. I've made an appointment. Obviously, sometimes it's like, I'll have tonsillitis, not that I would worry about tonsillitis with health anxiety, but I'd be like, oh, I've got tonsillitis, and then they would go, oh yeah, we can get an appointment for you on the 17th of next month. Is that okay? I'm pretty sure the tonsillitis will have gone next month. The problem is I'm in pain now. So I don't know what it's like wherever you are, but that's what it can be frustrating sometimes. However, this year I've been really proactive in just going, I'm making an appointment. Even if I think I was being stupid the night before, I would just go, I'm making an appointment. And that's just sort of rationalised, and I felt a bit more practical about it then. I speak to the GP, and whatever it is seems to be, not that there's been many things, and hopefully it's not just luck that there hasn't been many symptoms this year, but there always could be something. And obviously there has been days where I've been like, oh, what's that? But something that I've been really focusing on is taking away the focus and not zoning in on that. I think I've been really busy this year, so maybe that sort of helped sort of take the focus away a little bit, but not necessarily. I think 2020 was a hard year because it was COVID and there was a lot of other things going on, and there was sort of the fear of not having enough, appointments and referrals being allowed, and, cancer treatments being stopped, and that was quite scary and overwhelming for me. So I don't know how that was for anyone else experiencing health anxiety. Please do let me know as well your own stories of health anxiety and what's working for you and what's not. I would love to just sort of hear that, and hopefully if any of the things that I mentioned help, I would love to hear that also. Another few things that I found that have helped this year, I'm just really happy and proud that I've sort of got through sort of a year just reflecting back and not having many phases to think about. And it's only now that I've realised, because I watched that video back today, and it's only today that I realised, and I was like, I've come a long way. I really have in my mental state, because it was really affecting my mental health, my wellness, and even, when I was going through a phase and then I recovered sort of from that phase, or I got a test result that sort of proved that I was fine. It was still a constant sort of feeling. And as much as, I love my life and my life's been great for years, some memories where I look back and I'm like, I didn't enjoy that as much as I could have, because I was worried about something ridiculous when I think back. But in my head, it was very true, very serious, very real. One of the big things that has really helped this year is not seeking assurance from friends and family as much. I think I try to think of it as if I've got my box of my health anxiety, and if I'm spreading that around, seeking reassurance for these temporary reassurance, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for someone to go, you're okay, and that gives you that moment of ease, but then the box is growing and it's getting bigger because other people's energies are entering your box, and they're spreading and it's going around and it's becoming overwhelming and too much. And if I just contain that and think, who am I telling of this? Am I speaking to a professional, a GP? Am I limiting how much I'm Googling and looking into this? And where has this come from? If I wouldn't have heard that this particular article had that particular disease that I didn't know about, that I'm now researching, and that I now think that I've got this, what was the root of that? Where did that come from? I think a big part of it has just been acknowledging that what I'm experiencing is a health anxiety. As soon as I manage to acknowledge that it's health anxiety, it sort of takes the focus off, because I'm thinking, I've got something else to focus on, so I can research the symptoms of health anxiety. And I can look into health anxiety and watch health anxiety videos on YouTube and other people going through the same things, which has been so lovely to have. Not lovely to know that other people suffer with health anxiety, but it's comforting to have these conversations, I think, with other people on YouTube and Instagram, and people who found my blog and they sort of messaged me about that. It's really comforting for me, and I hope that it was comforting in some way for anyone reading or watching. So just acknowledging that what I'm having in a moment, that what I'm experiencing in a specific moment is health anxiety, really does seem to have a help. And I think I've been doing that a lot this year. I sort of cut off the thought and I go, I'm experiencing health anxiety, but I'll speak to the GP. I will do this, do that. There's nothing else to do, nothing else to worry about. I'm doing everything I can do in my power. And I'm not feeding into bad habits of not speaking to the GP and obsessive Googling, reassurance from friends, really obsessing about whatever this thing is, even though sometimes it was things that can't even possibly be something that I could be diagnosed with. That is how insane sometimes it was. Or not believing test results and professional advice, and it got really out of hand sometimes. And I know how hard health anxiety can feel, and it can feel really lonely and overwhelming and have a big impact on everything you're doing, because how can you shake it off your brain, that uncertainty? And also the feeling that of the unknown, I think, was a big thing as me, like feeling out of control, like you can't, I think the panic for me always comes from, why is everyone not helping me right away? This is a big thing, everyone should be helping me, this is huge. But it's really trying to not let that sort of escape with itself, because it's the anxiety that can even cause some of the symptoms that I was having previously. And you can sort of think about that. Sometimes when I look up symptoms of anxiety, I'm like, that's that feeling that I had, that feeling what was going on. Yeah, I want this video to be quite a positive video though, because I'm really proud of myself for this past year and my health anxiety and where I'm at with it. And yeah, I can't believe how far I've come this past year, and I really hope it continues into 2022. I'm really gonna, it's not about not going to see the doctor at all or ignoring symptoms, because that's so important, as anyone with health anxiety will definitely know. So I'm preaching to the choir, like there's just no point even me telling you, because if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're also in hopefully a place like me where you've had a great year health anxiety wise. Yeah, please tell me your stories below, things that have worked. Maybe let's keep this a positive thread, a positive video of things that work for you when you're experiencing health anxiety. What sort of helps you contain it? I think that's all what it is. It's containing that fear, because the fear's there for everybody, that of illness. That's a fear for everybody of getting seriously sick. That's a universal fear. But it's not letting that fear expand that box, expand and controlling everything and ruining healthy, happy moments in your life that don't need to be affected, because you're fine. Yeah, so it's about containing that and just going, this is the fear, and what do I do with that, just to get that resolved and to make sure that I'm okay. Yeah, please post your videos, your comments below with your own experiences. I hope this has helped. Please subscribe. I'm an actor and musician, so please support my music by checking me out on Spotify. It's just John Thacker. And if you check out, if you have any acting roles going, then hi me. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching.